Good morning, Year 3. This is guided reading. This story is taken from a traditional Chinese tale, The Magic Paintbrush. I'm going to be modelling how I do question number 1. It's a summary question, so you're looking for lots of ideas. Once upon a time, a boy named Ma Ling lived in China. Ma Ling was an orphan. That meant his mum and dad weren't alive. He was poor, but he was polite, and he was kind, and he wished to help other people. He had no one to take care of him. He gathered firewood and herded cattle are cows, to earn his keep. So if I wanted to find out what sort of a boy Ma Ling was, I know he is an orphan, that he's poor, he's polite and kind. I know that about him, but what does that tell me? No one took care of him, but he took care of himself. So although it's not written there, from this idea I can tell that he was independent, and I can tell that he was hardworking. Lots of ideas there. Let's have a look if I can find anything about him in the second paragraph. More than anything else, Ma Ling wished to become a painter. But his clothes were shabby, that means old and poor and torn, and he had no money. No painter would teach him, and he did not have enough money to buy paints or a paintbrush. Ma Ling asked the village schoolmaster if he could have a small old brush, but the schoolmaster refused. "What could an orphan boy like you know about painting?" he sneered. But Ma Ling was still determined to be a painter. Ooh, there's another idea. What sort of a boy is he? He's a determined boy. And I would say also that because he wishes to become a painter, he must be a creative boy. So, he scratched pictures of mountains and oceans into the mud. He took branches after they'd burned in a fire and used the black ends to draw birds and deer. He even wet his finger and used the water to draw flowers and fish on rocks. One night, long after working and drawing, Ma Ling fell into a deep sleep. He dreamt that he was visited by a kind old man. In the dream, the old man handed Ma Ling a paintbrush. "This paintbrush can do much good," whispered the old man, and the dream faded away. When Ma Ling awoke, he was grasping a paintbrush. It was small and old, and it was missing half its bristles, but it was a paintbrush, and it made Ma Ling very happy. Right, what can I tell about Ma Ling here? He is able to make his pictures even when he doesn't have paintbrushes. So I'm going to say he's resourceful. He can make things out of the things around him. And also he is probably quite tired. And he's grateful here. He's happy. Because even though the brush isn't particularly flash, he's still very grateful for it. Last paragraph. Ma Ling took ashes and water and made ink. He dipped the brush and then began to paint on flat white rock. His brush strokes quickly outlined a bird. When he had completed the final feather, the bird chirped and flew away. Have a go now answering question 1. What sort of a boy was Ma Ling?